So let's look at another example involving limits. So let's say I want us to show that the limit does not exist. And the limit will be the limit xy goes to 0, 0 of x squared minus y squared over x squared plus y squared squared. So in order to show this limit doesn't exist, we need to show that when we approach from two different directions, we get different limits. So I'll say to show the limit as xy approaches 0, 0 does not exist, we need to approach 0, 0 from two different paths. So let's think about approaching 0, 0 from two different paths. Maybe I'll do it over here. Here's my point 0, 0. So let's say I approach along the x-axis. If I approach either this way or this way. So we're going to approach along the x-axis. So if we look at all the points on the x-axis, their y-coordinates are 0. So the points have the form x comma 0. Every point on the x-axis has that form. And so now we can look at the limit as x0 gets closer to 0, 0. So you're going to plug in y equals 0 into your limit. And inside of the parentheses, you're going to be left with x squared over x squared, but that's just 1 squared, so I get 1. So this is my limit when I approach 1. This is the limit along the x-axis. So now let's approach 0, 0 in along a different path. So let's say I'm going to go back here. What if I approach along the line y equals x? So I'm approaching this way or approaching that way. So approach 0, 0 along the line y equals x. So now we're going to go back to our limit. But now because y and x are equal, I'm going to substitute x in place of y. The limit as xx approaches 0, 0. And again, plug into your formula. Replace y by x. So now I'm looking at, in the numerator I get 0, 0 over 2x squared. Well, that's just 0. And the limit of 0 is 0. So this right here, this is our limit along y equals x. So if you notice, if you compare our two limits, you'll see that we did not get the same. These are not equal. And so when I approach in two different directions, I get two different values for the limit. And so the limit does not exist. So you need, in order to show the limit does not exist, you have to approach in two different directions and show that you get different values in those directions for the limit.